Alright guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be breaking down GDP. I'm going to be showing you how we are possibly going to find entry on GDP, on Bitcoin, US30, and I will also be breaking down gold and silver that I drop signal on my Telegram community. Alright, and if you are just new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop a comment. Firstly, let's look at what's going on with GDP. I've already break this down previously. I've already did a full top-down analysis on GDP in our previous episode. All right, so for education purpose, you can go check that out so you understand why we are bullish on GDP, why we will be looking for further trading opportunity to find buying opportunity on GDP. All right, so I already break that top-down analysis that 3 weeks ago. All right, so you can go check out previous episode. Now let's go to 4 hours time frame. I'm on 4 hours time frame currently and see how we can jump in on this guy on this bounce. But it's a supply demand area right here that I'm finding very. This demand level right here, this is the level we'll be looking at. Let me change this color. This opacity, let me put it on yellow. I use this to plot minus zone. Alright, so we are looking for, I'll be looking for a buy trade at this demand level right here on GDP. Alright, so if you have been following me on my private Telegram community, I dropped this signal right there. We are currently on this trade as we speak. We are currently on this trade. Our first entry was at a breakout of this trend line. Our first entry was at a breakout of this trend line. Alright. It was a breakout of the trend line. Entry was somewhere here. There was stop losses at 1.34, 1.34, 058, right? Stop loss is right there. First take profit is at 1.37 to 1.38, round up number of 1.37, 1.38. So that is where our first take profit is. That's where our first take profit is. But I'm still holding my buy trade, although GDP has reversed currently, but I'm still holding my buy opportunity. I just set and forget this trade and let the trade just be doing what it's doing. All right, so that is it for GDP. This is how I'm currently on this trade. Now the other trade I also did analysis on last week was US30, right? Was US30. So US30, you'll be expecting some minor correction. You'll be expecting some minor correction from US30. All right, from US30, you'll see this power move. Let me delete this. This power move will not just continue like this. All right, so you might see some correction like this, and see another break on this guy. Okay, so our analysis last week still remains on this US30. Let's go to daily time frame. On the daily time frame, okay, so yeah, let's wait for a pullback into this level before we start looking for another buy opportunity. Okay, let's wait for a pullback into this demand area before we start looking for another buy trade. So this is how I will time my entry on this guy. So if you want to understand more on this episode, check out my previous analysis, guys, so you get full understanding of that. Okay, but let's see what's going on 4 hours time frame. On 4 hours time frame, all right, so US30 is trading at this 50,000 resistance area, so we might see some correction from there. Let's see if we break this trend line. If we break this trend line, we are coming down to this level. Right, coming down to this level. So that's the level where we'll be looking for more buy opportunity, right? So but let's check gold and silver. I did analysis on this. I dropped this signal also in my private community, but let me show you why I was buying gold and why I was buying silver. I dropped the signal. We are still currently on this trade as we speak. We have moved our stops to break even, while we just be trailing our stop loss as the trend keep moving in our direction, right? Let me clear my chart so I explain the reason why I am bullish on gold and silver. Okay, you want to be moving along with the trend. The reason why I'm not looking for a sell trade on gold, because on monthly time frame, gold is still very much bullish. On this monthly time frame, gold is still very much bullish. All right, so you are seeing a correction. There was a pullback into the 61 Feb retracement level. This year go found a retracement at this zone. But let's go to daily time frame. So let's plot those minor level, and let me show you why I jumped for a buy trade on gold. Let me zoom out a little bit. Gold is about to start pumping again. This buy trade, gold is about to start pumping again. Plot my resistance level right here. There are multiple touches at this level. Alright, same thing here. A resistance here that on supports multiple times, right? So there are multiple touches here. This is a resistance that on supports here, does support here. Okay, so it's a strong demand level that gold retrace from. Strong with you, bro. Alright, so this is a strong demand area where gold react from. And thirdly, you can plot a trend line here. Alright, gold has broken this daily trend line. So we get multiple first touch, second touch, third touch, fourth touch. Gold has broken this daily trend line. And thirdly, let's go to 4 hours time frame. Let's go on a 4 hours time frame. Let me show you why I was buying gold. So I jump on gold at this demand level right here. Alright, this demand level right here. I see this resistance. I don't support here, and this support that gold tested, there was a double bottom bullish reversal pattern that was formed right there. Let me zoom out my chart so I show you better. There was a double bottom that was formed at this support level. Alright, so see this, let me delete this. Alright, can you see this double bottom at this support level? Alright, that was when I started calling for gold bull run. I think my first entry on gold was somewhere here at this support. Yeah, let me bring that back. My first entry was somewhere here. I just went in at a close of that big shadow bullish candlestick. Then I just put my stops somewhere here. Right, my first take profit right here is this resistance level here. Zoom out a little bit. Alright, this resistance level. That's about 230 pips. 230 pips to my overall target on gold is this level of 5,400. All right, 200 to about 200 to 800 pips on good. About 200 to 800 pips on good. Strong to delete this. About 200 to 800 pips on good. Okay, but our first target is right here. This 200 pips is right here. First target is right here at 4,852. 4,852, that is 253 pips. So we are still on this trade on good. We are trading at this neckline currently. Gold is trading at this neckline currently. Zoom out so you get the chart correctly. Gold is trading, let me delete this, broken this level. I'm gonna adjust this level. That's the resistance I'm looking at, and let's adjust this. Okay, all right, so my second entry was inside of here on 1 hour time frame. All right, just put my stop somewhere here. All right, this put my stop somewhere here at 446. My stop loss is at 4629. 46296. Just type stop loss. Stop loss is on here. All right, so that is 261 pips, my second entry. All right, so the reason why I was selling here, I've already break that down before. If you use Fibonacci retracements, all right, so you see what's going on. We are trading at the 61 Feb and 50 Feb retracement level at this neckline. All right, so there are many confluences here. As I always say, I trade before I enter a trade. I like to have more than one reasons before going long or going short on that trade. So the first reason was this Fibonacci retracement. The market respected the 61 Feb and the 50 Feb retracement. That is this neckline. Okay, this neckline. Okay, so I think my entry was on a 1 hour. All right, so take profit is on here. This is how I'm looking to take our first profit on good. I'm still holding my trade. I dropped the signal live for my Telegram community. All right, so you can be part of that community with the link at the description, guys. So the other trade I also call live is silver. Silver and gold are pretty much doing the same thing. Silver and gold are doing the same thing. All right, well, let's see what's going on higher time frame. See what's going on higher time frame. The trend is bullish on this monthly time frame, right? Let's see if this Fibonacci retracement is aligning with the trend. Right, so you see silver is trading at the 51 and the 60 Feb retracement zone. Okay, at the 50 Feb retracement zone. Let's go to lower time frame so we get the trend. All right, so let's plot this resistance here. So resistance here you have to take note of. Okay, same thing at this level. Same thing at this level, right? But silver right now forms inverse head and shoulder pattern. Right, see this silver form inverse head and shoulder pattern. See this left shoulder, alright, right shoulder, head. This is an inverse head and shoulder pattern, a bullish reversal pattern that silver just formed. Alright, this is a bullish reversal pattern that silver formed. Let's go to 1 hour time frame. 4 hours time frame. Let me show you how I was able to jump in on this silver. Seeing this third touch here. Alright, so I can plot another level here. This is support level here. So you want to take note of. Can change that color. Can change that color. Right. Silver has broken out of this trend line. Change that color right here. So silver, I jump in here just the same way I jump in on gold, because silver and gold, they have the same the same charts, price charts, but different prices. All right, so I jump in at this third touch of this trend line on silver at this support level here. When short somewhere here at this third touch, just put my stop somewhere here with first take profit at this recent resistance. All right, at this recent resistance right here. This is where my first take profit is. Okay, but right now silver is using this resistance as a support. All right, silver is using this resistance as a support, so you might see further upward movement of silver at this resistance level. This is where my second take profit is. Second take profit is at this level, right? Because the trend respected this level multiple times. Respected here, respected it, then kiss it, drop. So you might see the same thing occur somewhere here. So you want to might see the same thing occur like this, right? So you want to take out second target here, all right? You want to take out second target here. So if you see the way the trend is behaving along this level, that's when we'll be looking for more buy opportunity on silver. But right now all our stops has been moved to break even, while we are aiming for overall target at this other level of $116. Right, $116. Okay, so I'm currently running in almost 125 pips on this, running on it. My current profit is running at about 225 or 128 pips on this silver. Alright, so this is how I actually jump in at the third touch of this trend line, meeting with this confluence area, jumping at this confluence area. Alright, where this trend line meets with this demand level. Alright, so that's where I jump in on this trade. So the other trade I am currently on right now that I also dropped signal on was a USDJPY. USDJPY. We are currently in loss on this trade, but I want to show you why I'm selling this USD. We are currently in losses. This trade is running in losses for about 4 days now. For about 4 days, this trade has been running in losses, so I'm still holding my position. If you stop me out, my risk here is just about 205 pips to make about 423 pips. All right, that is like that is 2-0.6 reward ratio. So the reason why I was selling, all right, see this blue and yellow bar. This blue and yellow bar this green and yellow bar is an institutional level. All right, I told you what an institutional level is, right? This level is a key level that you want to always to be taking note of. These are levels where major moves happen in the market, where there is a turning point, where the market always respects and reverse direction. All right, so you see this massive big shadow candlestick, red candlestick close. These are institutional move. All right, so see this massive sell-off. I was able to jump in on this trade at this supply area right here on the 4 hours time frame. So I'm currently on this trade right now, but the trade is reacting to this trend line, this daily trend line, right here. But I'm still holding my trade. Let's see how it plays out. Today is Tuesday. So the time I'm recording this video, so the week is just a new week, so we are still holding our position on this trade and see how the trade will play out. If we get stopped out, we look for another trading opportunity. But as the trade is still running in losses right now, I'm not going to close out my position. Already set my stops. So if there's any probability that the trade will reverse direction or it will stop me out, then we'll look for another trading opportunity. All right, but right now I'm bearish on the USDJPY. Okay. All right, so we are trading at the 61 Feb and the 50 Feb retracement. So yeah, that is it for USDJPY. Now let's look at the last pair. That is Bitcoin. That is a Bitcoin. Let's go on a weekly time frame. So Bitcoin still favoring the downside on this BTC. BTC is still trading at this neckline. This Fibonacci neckline of 81,000 to 83,000. All right, I'm still favoring the downside. I'm still keeping an eye on BTC, but there's nothing currently going on. All right, BTC is trading at the 50 Feb retracement level, so I'll be looking for more sell opportunity. If I start seeing how the market is reacting at this level, I'll be looking for sell trade on this BTC. But if you are not able to sustain this level, then that means Bitcoin is going to might see something like this break. Then might see a new trend. But if we still respect this level, you are coming down. Bitcoin is coming down. If we still respect this level, Bitcoin is coming down. But right now, I'm still just looking at Bitcoin and see if we can see further trading opportunity. All right, but let's go to 4 hours time frame. On the 4 hours time frame, Bitcoin is still making this series of higher highs and higher lows that we discussed previously. All right, but let's see. Bitcoin has not been able to break this trend line. A breakout of this trend line, we will be looking for more trading, more sell opportunity on Bitcoin. All right, but right now I'm just still keeping an eye on Bitcoin and watching what the trend is doing. But I'm still bearish on Bitcoin. I'm bearish, still 80% bearish on Bitcoin. But currently there is nothing going on with the market. We are still looking at the market. All right, so guys, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, be part of the trading community. Join my Telegram community, guys. I'll be dropping all this signal there, so you don't miss out on the trade. All right, subscribe, like, and I'll keep you guys updated consistently.